Hello and welcome back to Factorio Tightening the Belt Megabase Guide. I'm Xterminator and thank you for joining me again. So today we are going to play some Find the Bottleneck, and we're going to do this with red circuits. So red circuits are still pretty much our single holdup here with science. Between purple science with the furnaces and the speed modules for yellow science, they are just completely being evaporated and we need more of them. But then also, I want to mention off camera, I hooked up another stone outpost here because our stone here is like pretty much dead almost. And I was noticing a little bit of a shortage. So I've hooked this in, and it'll get here eventually, from over here. I've only turned part of it on because we really don't need near this much right now, and I don't want to generate the extra pollution. But something I want to note with this, for me personally, this is about the max distance I would belt a resource. I mean, well, actually probably about this iron. It would be the max distance I'd belt something. The reason I did a train for the oil is because that would be with pipes, and the logic, like, technically, I think pipes would be fine at this distance. I just personally didn't want to do it. But belting at this distance, especially now in 0.16, before 0.16, I would have highly advised against this. But with the belt optimizations, as I mentioned before, the belts actually combine into sections of about 200 if they're not interrupted by splitters or inserters or whatever. So from like this point to 200 belts out, whatever that is, it's essentially counting it as one belt, and then the next section of 200 is one belt. Calculation wise, this is a very broad overview of it, of how it works. So this long stretch of belt until it actually gets to the end here is counting for hardly any performance whatsoever. And I mean, our performance is still not even 1 yet, or update time. And then also someone had mentioned last episode that, like, or a couple people I think mentioned that when I upgrade like a red belt smelter, I should be putting steel furnaces, and like, I thought you knew how to play this game, Xterm. I don't have a clue what you guys are talking about. Like, what are you talking about? Everything that I've red belted has steel furnaces. This is red belt, and it has steel furnaces. I need to red belt the bus. These all have steel furnaces. I don't know if you meant like what I was about to red belt over here, but if you watched actually to the end of the video, I ended up not red belting it. So I don't know what you guys were like criticizing me for, because these all seem to be upgraded to me. But oh well. So red circuits. Someone had also mentioned, which was a good point, about it looked like cable wasn't getting to the end, but I think it is. These are more backed up than this one, which I find interesting. Maybe these had a shortage of like circuits or something. But even though it looks like it's not getting to the end, this one does actually get what it needs. It's perfect ratioed, so it literally gets exactly the amount it needs when it needs it. You can see here, boom. So these are all running. And I mean, these are going as quick as they can. So right now, there's no resource bottleneck. It's actually a build bottleneck, which is usually my favorite because that's a lot easier to fix. However, typically when you fix the build bottleneck, you end up with a resource one, but we'll see what happens, because I am going to add on another section. If I can find it, that's normal. I have like a bajillion furnaces for no reason. I don't really know what that was. My balancer, I think. Okay, so this is it. Should really mark this with something. I'm terrible with actually like marking and labeling my blueprints. So this guy barely fits here. If we can get rid of these stupid trees, always in the way, man. All right, so yeah, if we just put this here or not, I needed to shift click. That would have helped. So these guys are gonna go put all the stuff down. I'm probably missing something, and by the looks of it, I would say long-hand inserters or assemblers. Or actually, it looks like my network bots have decided to take over that job. So that's great. In this case, it actually is great because I think they have all the materials they need. So this is just gonna go. I don't know why this one's backed up. Like, this is the same ratio as these. I don't really know what's going on here. But hey, whatever, I'm fine with it. And then we need some sort of power here, and just do like that. These guys are being slow as hell with the belts. If they can get the assemblers and inserters down, that's all I care about for them. So we're probably going to run out of plastic or circuits at this point, I would imagine. Plastic is a full belt, seems like all the time. It is a yellow belt. But, I mean, these guys were good on oil. We're really good on oil. May need to red belt it. We'll have to see. I mean, this takes an even amount of plastic and I don't know, I keep thinking copper. Plastic and circuits. So if we run out of one, theoretically we should run out of the other unless, like, the circuit belt isn't staying saturated, which is entirely possible at some point. But I get the feeling this isn't actually going to make... It's to the end now because, like, there was buffered up and we just added the belt. But once it uses this up, I'm going to suspect that this is not actually going to make it to the end. So this is a lot of assemblers. We could upgrade these all to level 3s. I could have not added another section and upgraded them to level 3s. So that's another option we could go. I find it to be kind of a wash. I mean, it's more entities, but at this point it doesn't really matter. Power-wise, it's probably more power to do it this way than to add level 3 assemblers. Maybe. Yeah, probably. But yeah, so even this, like, the crazy thing here, right, is this is still not even a full red belt, or a full yellow belt of red circuits. You need so many red circuits. Now, it looks like copper is actually an issue here. First off, I'd like to get rid of this janky thing, so let's do that, get rid of that. I didn't have to pick that up, you can place over it, I always forget that. So he goes there. This one may need to actually be red belt. Well, this is actually, well, no, this is turning a full yellow into half of a yellow, but it's going 2 directions, so it's essentially a full yellow. This probably, I think, needs to be red belt, though. Looking at this, I'm going to suspect that this is not going to work fully. I don't know why he's not working. Yeah, he doesn't have, so circuits and plastic aren't making it to the end. I mean, they'll make it as far as they can, and at this point, we are making... now over 400 of these, 420, 40 I saw there. It looks like copper, it's a little hard to tell on copper. This may actually be just enough. Barely. It's going to be pushing it. We can let it run and see what happens. You got to give it a little bit of time when you make a change like this to actually see what the results are. So these are going... You just need a ton of circuits for... speed modules and the furnaces. So furnaces are eating all of them is what the problem is. So furnaces are taking they're taking half of this because we're splitting it, and then the rest is getting down here, which isn't much. And this should have stopped. Like, I don't know what is going on here. Like, I turned this off a long time ago, didn't I? This should back up at some point. But yeah, so this is holding up then. Yellow science, you can see it's still like not even close to catching up. This yellow science, like, damn. This has a long way to go. We have a problem. I think I'm going to turn off those other speed modules, like actually turn them off. I'm just going to get rid of this. We need all this to go to those guys. Yeah, and then these are just eating a huge amount of this. I mean, they take 5 per, which may not seem like much, but it does certainly add up. And the purple is actually okay now. It's the dang yellows that are just not keeping up. All right, so we've got all that. I threw some radars down here too. I'm not sure they're going to reveal much more. They may get a little bit of this, but in all honesty, I think what I need to do. Let me check okay, these are good. They're still loading, but they all have at least 1,000 in them, which is really good. In all honesty, I think what I need to do is just like leave the base on for like 5 or 6 hours to try to knock out some researches or something, because at this rate, it's really slow going. And I think I just kind of have to leave it on. Like, the problem, right? Because we have, here's the dilemma, and this is the issue with a belt base. And I'm doing this not only to help teach you guys, I'm doing this to teach myself, because I've never built a belt megabase before. I've built multiple megabases, just nothing that's purely belt. And so this is partly for me to learn and teach you at the same time. And this is why, I get, it's a little annoying when people get on me about the mistakes I make. It's like, I really have a deep understanding of the game, but I don't have a deep understanding of like belt bases, because I usually get to a little before this point and then I just switch to bots because belts give me headaches. But we're doing this, and the point I'm getting to here is that we have like these other like 4 iron smelters that we could turn on and start doing stuff. But the thing is that's entirely pointless right now because we don't need it. Like and even we could even up our science production to start doing more science. But the problem is we're bottlenecked on one thing that is bottlenecking the whole rest of the science. You know, we could expand blue as much as we want. It doesn't matter if we're not able to even supply this rate of yellows. So red circuits, I'm just thinking it may be advantageous to just upgrade everything in here to red belt and just make it go as much as it can. And I guess we'll just try to work on that. It's going to be a bit of an endeavor because we're going to have to upgrade part of the green circuit thing to red belt, and maybe to like level 3 assemblers, because I'm pretty sure these are like maxed out. Well, once we upgraded this red belt, yeah, because are those level 1s actually? Holy hell, those are. Wow. Well, it would help if those were level 2 assemblers. That would be fantastic. Okay, so let's grab all kind of stuff there. And we are actually going to use the upgrade planner this time. Okay, so let me actually grab... We could do level 3s, but it's going to kind of throw some ratios off. Level 2s would actually help quite a bit. So I'm just going to grab all of these. Going to run over there and... Thought that bot was coming for me. Going to run over there and try to upgrade this. Of course, we'll have to upgrade the plastic as well. We have plenty of resources for that. I think plenty of production plastic-wise as well. So it's just as simple as actually upgrading the belt. Alright, so these dudes, we can use the upgrade planner for this too, by the way. Let's not do that. Let's go in here, and if we do level 1s, the level 2s, some of these... Oh wait, no, these are level 2s. What am I like blind? Oh no, some of them are level 1s. That's what I was only looking at the second half of it. I was like, I could have sworn these were actually level 1s. Wow, that's pretty cool. Alright, so we've got that, and then upgrade plan. See, this is where the upgrade planner is really nice, rather than doing this by hand. Like a long stretch about, I don't think it saves that much time doing the upgrade planner, because I still have to like walk and drag it. You can do it from map view, but doing this I find to be way quicker. Boom. Now, obviously, all the input resources need to be upgraded at this point. I can't see. You know, the iron and copper is not going to keep up on yellow belt, but we will get to that shortly. Wow, am I almost out of red again? Jeez. Alright, so these come through, down here, to here, to here, and like so. Alright, we're definitely not going to have enough for this, I can tell you that. Let's just upgrade to like that point, just so I can remember where I left off. And then we'll go get some more belt. I mean, I could request like way more of this, but I still think it's fast for me to run over there. We don't need these beacons at the moment. Just trying to periodically clean out my inventory here. Don't need these crappy power poles. I do want the rocket fuel, although if I have rocket fuel, I don't need solid fuel. Guess we need to hop in a vehicle or something. This is cranking along. Wow, there is not much in here, man. It's gonna be going a lot faster. It's actually going as fast as it can. It's just, well, it's not that fast. So we're gonna do that, and then we need some steel smelters, which I have some, not quite enough, I don't think. Wow, these bots, man. You can't tell they're faster though, after that bot speed we got last time. They are definitely a bit quicker. So let's go over here. These are on the network, but I'm heading this way anyway. Alright, so we've got all that. I doubt we'll have enough red belt to upgrade everything still, but yeah, no way, because we need to upgrade this and then all the smelters on top of it. But hopefully, now we don't need to red belt this middle part. That's why I'm not just dragging over the whole thing, because, I mean, If we're not getting a full yellow belt, why upgrade it to red belt? Okay. That should help there. Of course, this is still full. Do we somehow not need to... Did I just do the wrong one? Oh, wait. What? Hold on. My brain is... So this... Is there... Wow. I thought this would just, like, drain out. Because this iron going from a yellow belt to a red belt, this should not be able to saturate this. But I think this could actually go longer, is the reason why I think yellow belt could actually maybe supply more than that. So actually, at this point, all we need to do, because you can see the circuits are now making it there. All I need to do at this point then is upgrade the plastic, which, again, we're not going to have enough belt for, but... Or underground belt, I don't think. I think we're actually out of underground belt. Yep. Cool. Well, that's a lot of gears. Let's not make 40 gears. Okay, well, we'll upgrade all the belt that we can. Oh, we're just out of everything. Okay, cool. So, well, that's good news that the circuits are keeping up. That's really good news. And these are starting to kick on a bit, and this isn't even running fully, but we don't use blue circuits for much aside from the level 2 and 3 modules, which we aren't using a lot of right now. Mostly it's just science, because, you know, we could start building up more level 3 modules and more beacons, but it's not going to do us much good unless we get some better research. Well, I mean, I should clarify that. I would like to have a lot higher mining productivity before we start building any sort of Megabase. Even if, because you can build, like, if I'm gonna come up with a smelter design, right, where, you know, with blue belt and beacons and modules, but you can build it without the beacons and modules. It's just not gonna run fully or efficiently according to the speed you would be building it for. But you can still build it without it, which is what I'll end up doing, because I don't feel like doing a module grind for like 5,000 modules and, you know, thousands of beacons right now with this base. So we'll build a setup that will be ready for that, but just won't use the modules and beacons. But the thing is it's still gonna eat a ton of resources, right? Because it's still gonna be like blue belts of stuff, and we're gonna be eating those resources like crazy. So, and I didn't grab underground belts, you idiot. I should request those. I don't know if we're in a network. We'll be at some point, right? But you know, we're going to be eating those resources, so having a higher mining productivity will just kind of help with that. To be able to do that, we're not going to be able to do the train into, or the miner into train type of deal that I want to do for quite a while, because that's going to require a very high mining productivity that we won't be able to get from this base. So, just making sure I have enough. I'm gonna have to go pick up even more. Jeez. Well, at some point we should be in the network. We need a lot of undergrounds for this. And we don't have enough belt. Cool. Pretty darn sure I'm in the network of something, right? Not in the logistics network, actually. I just want to replace these because I'll probably forget with the upgrade planner. There we go. Alright, let's run to the network and see how long it takes these dudes to get it to me. They'll come trash the stuff pretty quick, but I think it'll take them a while to get the belts here. It's a lot of belt. So that's kind of the thinking. At some point, one of these episodes, though, we will come up with a smelter design. I think I want to do it on camera. It's going to be a bit painful for some people who think that I should build perfectly like the first time, but because it's going to be a lot of, you know, testing things out. Will this work? Will this work? Scratching my head a little bit, but I think it's going to be a good educational process to see it done live rather than me just starting an episode and being like, hey guys, so I have a blueprint for this, you know, complicated smelter I built, and, you know, you don't get to see how I built it, but here it is. I feel like it's better to show any mistakes I make and then just walk you through the process of doing it. See, I could have been down there and picked this stuff up by now. The people are always telling me just wait for the bots to bring it there. I could have picked it up and already been halfway back up to the smelters at this point. Alright, at least it got me my undergrounds. That was what was important. Alright, bots. You're cut off. I'm gonna run away. Alright, so let's finish upgrading this, and we'll upgrade the undergrounds, and we'll see if the production can keep up. I would think that it could, as I'm running right past the whole thing. We can do it from this end, too. So that was red belt. Do that. That. Him. There we go. And now we just need to upgrade that. We may actually not even have enough. I'm using a lot of these. Take a while to make some too. We actually have a bunch of gears right here though. That's perfect. Let's because these aren't too bad to handcraft if you have the gears. It's the gears that are the real killer here. Do that. Get you. We'll see if this plastic can keep up, and then the red circuit should really be cranking if we can get the stuff moving down there. And that, I believe, is all of it. And this is still backed up, which is great. Once this moves through and it's all red belt, we'll see how this goes. We'll have to check back a little further because that was still backlogged. So at this point, this size of build we have, it should be running completely unless there's a shortage of copper, which I'm still wondering if perhaps it looks like there is. So we will want to upgrade these smelters. This is not a red belt input, so we're gonna have to do that too. Which should be fine. It's all coming through an 8-to-8 balancer, and we're not using like a lot of the lines fully, so getting a red belt out should be fine. Now I could just do the upgrade planer here too, but I guess we'll do 1/2. I'm not gonna have enough belt to do the other half. And I'm out of belt. I can actually make quite a few with all these gears I picked up. And I think that should about do it for this episode. The red circuits being upgraded was the main thing I really wanted to get done here. Yeah, so off camera I'll upgrade this guy to red belt, because you know this does nothing unless that's red belt. But that should hopefully help. These also need to be red belt as well. These undergrounds, there we go. And then we'll need to upgrade all this to red belt on top of that. So that should hopefully get this thing running a bit more and crank up our production. Yeah, we're currently doing like 400-ish, give or take. But it will help once we actually get more copper. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And within the next couple episodes, like I said, we will be building a more Megabase designed smelter to at least get going. And even without the modules and beacons, so it should be pretty good. Also, I do want to mention, you guys said these are not required anymore, that you can just do like, this is the other thing I wanted to cover, but I ran out of time. You can just do like waterfall splitters with like that or whatever with the priority. Like that, and then I think you need the input priority too. Like that, I'm not sure if you need the input thing or not. So you could do that as well to do a split off, and we'll try that here and there. Apparently this is not a proper one either, so we may just do this. Personally, I like how these look a lot better. It's kind of wasted resources, so that is a good point. But I do want to let you know that I did read those comments, and we'll work on that in the future. Anyway, thanks guys. Leave your thoughts down below, any questions as well. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.